This guy didn't submit the actual replay ID.
What, one of the people? We're streaming now, by the way. We're gonna start the stream.
Yeah, Cleric didn't. Damn, Cleric didn't submit the replay ID. He
He
does a
just talked
description.
about it.
He did. Yeah, he described the replay, but he didn't submit the replay ID.
Oh, well, I mean, we can try to interpret his words and give him some advice.
Sure. Sorry, I'm messaging, buddy. Did I tell you my buddy's coming down for the weekend?
Yeah, so you're gonna be busy.
Yeah, we're gonna. I definitely need a break though. You know, like from. I mean, you know how it is. We've talked about this in the past. If you're just like grinding Dota all day, every day, at a certain point you go on autopilot and you need to literally just do something else so that when you're doing that something else, you come back and you're like, I really want to play this game.
Oh, yeah.
You know? It's not like I don't want to play Dota, but after like 2 games, I just go straight into autopilot mode because it's just what I've been doing.
How many games a day do you think you play?
Like 10, probably.
Yeah.
Well, no, not 10. I stream from like 7 to 9, depending on if we have this. I'm not going to stream until we're done, obviously, but I stream until like 3 a.m. and then I go to the gym. So that's like 5 or 6 hours of games, and 5 or 6 hours of games can be like anywhere between like 6 and 10 games, depending.
Yeah, word. Yeah, that's I was definitely autopiloting a lot when I was playing like 8 to 10 games a day, but right now I'm lucky if I get like 2 or 3 games in, so I'm like really present in all of them right now. It's definitely different.
I had this like week straight. You were watching my stream. You were in my stream a couple of times when I was like in the zone, and I had this week straight where I was playing heroes that I wasn't even comfortable with, but my mind was just thinking so actively about the game that I was able to like assume how to play the heroes from having watched other people, which is like unprecedented for me. I'm not the type of player that can use that, but I was so just thinking about playing the game that I was able to do that, and I want to go back to that in the what preceded that week of just like winning. I gained like 700 MMR in a week. That's like when I went from like 6.3k or something to 6.9k, almost 7. What I did that week was like a break, something that made me feel very good about myself, and then just being confident in games and really wanting to play. That's what that was. And I don't know what breaks that. It just you just get broken at some point. You know what I mean? Like you just have a bad pub with a feeder, or your day just sucks. Like
it's
all mental, man.
I think like the conditions that create, whether you want to call it like the zone. I think rappers will call it like being in the pocket when they're just like in flow. Like there's certain conditions that have to be present for that, and like essentially what it is you're just fully present in every single moment of every second of like your existence at that point. So you're just like you're so there that's really easy to just do everything correctly, because like you can make these decisions in real time instead of like being a few seconds in the future thinking about something or being distracted by like what you're eating tonight or whatever. And so like anything, like even if like your foot is itchy, it's like, oh, okay, your brain's like sending some energy down to your foot and then thinking about, oh, I should scratch it. And then if you're not like, it's like something as simple as that can like take you out of being fully present in what you're doing. And so yeah, I mean, it's like a very it's a very tedious balance to maintain, I think, but it's also something that you can practice. There's definitely ways to practice getting to that state.
I talked to Husky about that, my teammate, and he said that because he went from being like rank, I don't know, some random 200 to like rank 40 as a position 5, which is very impressive. And like, you know, he caught the eye of a lot of high rated NA players who were just like, man, this guy's really good. So I guess he's gotten a lot of clout lately. And I asked him, like, you know, obviously anybody who plays Dota has experienced this burnout before. Like if you've experienced it, whether or not you've thought about it, you know what I mean? Like whether or not you've thought of it as burnout, you'll immediately know as a Dota player like what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So I asked him like what he does, and he said something as simple as like he'll literally walk down to the end of his driveway and just chill there on like the sidewalk, just sitting and just take in nature, you know, and just think.
Fair enough.
And just like something to bring you back to like the present moment. And then for whatever reason, I don't know, I'm not a fucking psychologist. For whatever reason, a lot of the time when you go back to, you know, the things that are causing you stress, you're able to just think precisely about that. I find that, so I'm working on like this coaching app right now to like manage, you know, coaching calendars for coaches, for myself. Like, you know, the reason that I'm doing it is because I need it, but I'm obviously Donnie's going to use it, and maybe Henry. I'm going to see if BSJ wants to use it, but I'm working on this app. I'm working on like a game. I have Dota Alchemy, you know, I stream, and there are all of these things. And I find that when I'm in these these times where I have this fog in my brain, where I'm having these issues and not in the zone, whenever I'm streaming, I'm thinking about Dota Alchemy, I'm thinking about the game. Whenever I'm programming my game, I'm thinking about Dota Alchemy, I'm thinking about streaming. Like there are these thoughts that come in, and they're just not related to the thing that I'm doing at the moment. And no matter what it is that I'm doing, it's always the thoughts of the other things that are causing me stress. So I guess what I'm saying is it's like, it's a lack of an ability to focus, and it feels really fucking bad. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's like if you're in a game and you're not focusing 100% on the game, I find that when I have these episodes or whatever you want to call them, I'm constantly alt tabbing and like checking for Discord messages and alt tabbing and checking for Skype messages and things that can wait and shouldn't matter until you're done whatever your current thing is. Like if you have 10 Discord messages and you're working on one thing, let's say you're a programmer, you're working on a website, and you have 10 Discord messages, those people can fuck off until you're done focusing on the thing, because it's like, it's just an hour, you know? I'm sure those people will be fine, and you'd rather focus, not have to like go back into the web development that you're doing and have to refocus, where it's like, okay, what the fuck was I doing here, you know?
Right.
But sometimes it's just so overwhelming, the impulse to check things.
That's why it's super important to not play when you have like a very finite amount of time. Like if you have like about an hour to fit in a game, and you're like, well, most games end in about 45 minutes, but every second of that game you're going to be like, oh my god, are we ending this game fast enough? Are we ending this game fast enough? We need to pressure them. Like, are we ending this game fast enough? I don't know if we're going to be able to finish this game. Like, that is the absolute worst. I played a game this morning actually with some dude who must have been in a hurry to leave, because for the entire fucking game he was just running down lanes and being like, we have to go right now, just like over mic, just yelling at people, let's fucking get something done, we have to go right now. I'm just like, dude, we have to push out the lanes, otherwise we can't leave our side of the map. And he's like, no, you're so stupid, we have to go right now. I'm just like, all right, man, you probably shouldn't have queued for this game, because you obviously have to go fucking run some errands or something, dude.
I feel the same way about people who queue and then they clearly just didn't want to play Dota.
Yeah.
The people that are like, I'm so done with this game right now, this game is fucking trash. It's like, why did you press the Q button? Why are you gonna leave this game and press the Q button again?
Yeah.
Why are you doing these things to yourself, man? Like, I'm not talking from the perspective of I don't want my game ruined. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't. I'm not somebody who wants my game ruined, but I'm thinking like, let's say I'm in your shoes.
Right.
Right. Purely from a selfish perspective, this isn't good for you. That's what I always say to griefers. It's like, you realize this is bad for you. for me, it's bad. This kind of sucks. You know, I'm better at dealing with griefers than I used to be. But for you, this can't be fucking healthy. You're wasting time. You're feeling really bad. You're doing something you don't want to do. It's like you have a full stomach and you feel like you're gonna puke. You go for a run and then you puke, and it's like, oh, who could have predicted that? Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Right.
Why would you go sign up for a pickup baseball league and then you just fucking throw the bat at your teammates? Like, you're going to get arrested or something, you know? It's not going to result in great things. Sure, your teammates, it's like, oh yeah, some fucking maniac threw a bat at me tonight. And then it's like, yeah, well, he got arrested, so it sucks a lot more for him. I just got a bat thrown at me, you know? Why the fuck would you do that? It's just, these people are, I mean, I guess the bottom line is it's usually some sort of like addiction. It's not like, it's not rational, you know.
Yeah, I've just
like
started telling people
like
to
they have
go.
to play.
I've just started telling people to go outside or take a nap. Like, get out of here, dude. Like, go take a fucking nap. You don't belong here right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine to not play games. Like, if you don't want to play games, you don't play games.
Yeah. I think everybody thinks they do because they remember when they won and they remember what it feels like to feel like you're on the climb. It's like, oh, I'm coming up. I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna get to that next rank for sure this day. And then you have a bad game and you're like, I don't know, doubting everything that you're doing with your time.
sounds like textbook addiction right there.
Go take a fucking nap, dude.
Yeah.
That's another thing, man. This Incognito Not Sure brings up a good point, which is that some of us go to computer shops, so a lot of us just want to make use of the time that you have rented. Like, if you're playing in a PC cafe, you're fucked. Like,
What do you mean?
Because you know you're paying. You're playing in a PC cafe, and you're paying for an hour of time. So you have exactly an hour to play as many games as possible. You are not going to play in an optimal state of mind ever.
That's true. That's why you got to go pay for like the day. I don't know.
Yeah.
Usually when I go to LAN cafes,
or like 4 hours or something like that.
Yeah, I usually just get like a day pass.
Yeah.
And just play on that. Because otherwise, it's like it's stressful as fuck. You want to just be able to chill there, you know.
Yep.
So, although there aren't that many LAN cafes here, unfortunately. There's a few in Toronto, but in like the smaller cities, there's very, very little techie. Would you be? Does that surprise you that in Canada we have very little like techie places?
No, I mean,
Probably
dude,
not.
we don't even have that in the States. Like, that's why esports hasn't really taken off in North America so much, is because everybody had consoles. Like, there was no PC cafes. That's why.
Yeah, what? Everybody does have consoles. Like,
Yeah.
still, that is definitely the truth. It's really strange.
Yeah, PC gaming was like the lame shit when I was growing
It was.
up.
That's like the Dungeons and Dragons fucking nerd.
Oh, you play StarCraft? Why don't you play Halo or fucking Madden, you pussy?
Dude, you don't play Call of Duty?
Exactly.
You want to play some fucking zombies tonight? I actually play Call of Duty.
I mean, it's fun, but like
I had both. I had both. I had. Although I was a PC gamer first, but then everybody at school had like a console, so it's like, all right, I guess I'll get a console.
Yeah, there's like no real. I mean, you know, big cities will have cyber cafes or PC,
but they're like a niche thing. They're not needed. They're just like some rich guy just wanted to make one.
Yep.
So him and his friends can go hang out there.
Yeah, but dude, you go to like anywhere in Southeast Asia, fucking India, like
they're everywhere.
Just everywhere. Like in the Middle East, like this is where Miracle and Yapstar grew up, was in a fucking PC cafe. Look at them now.
Yeah. Good shit.
Cool. Should we get into the replays?
Sure. We have two.
Let's do this one from Tedium first, since it's on the mind.
Sure. Screen share there, big boy.
Yeah, you got it, dog. Oops, that's my camera. That's not what you want to see.
Doesn't even work. There it is. Cool. The great thing about not having the call-ins is that it seems like there's way less connection issues with the screen sharing.
Yeah.
Like, I see your screen perfectly.
Yeah.
I think when
Discord
you
must have like limited bandwidth or something like that.
I think Discord just puts you in like, I don't know. I feel like right now this is a connection between our computers, but when there's multiple people, it hosts it somewhere, some shit like that, because it's so much clearer. It's so much clearer. Like it looks like I'm running Dota on my computer right now.
Makes sense. That's good. It's good for you. Good for me.
When I download replays, my internet shuts off sometimes. Yeah, it's a problem. So who are we looking at here?
So this is an Anti-Mage replay. He says, okay. I had a pretty good laning stage in mid-game, but when we pushed high ground, everything went miserable, and then the game was a throw. Also, we did our first poll, because we're doing replay reviews slightly differently, so we were going to focus on team fights this week. That was it was split between team fights and some sort of positioning thing. I can't remember exactly, but there were 4 choices, and the most votes
map movements, I think.
Yeah, map movements and team fighting were the top 2. So we're going to look at team fights. And, this works out pretty well because he says the laning stage was fine. So we just got to look at how they throw the game in the team fights, which
sure.
It's a little bit kind of weird because, maybe he's not going to have quite the right farm because there might have been some other mistakes, but we can at least look at target priority and that kind of stuff and break it down how to play an anti-mage team fight against this particular lineup.
All right, I'm not gonna critique the starting build or anything like that because we're focusing on team fights. So
the Oov, not a huge fan.
I like Oov. Just people build out with like an Abaddon usually. I guess you have a Dazzle healing you, but whatever.
All right,
people usually send out an Oov.
Let's look at that. So that was his very first death. Let's.
Okay, so you Battle Fury Manta. You pop the Manta and you send it in. And okay. Already, that's a mistake. The way you want to play this hero in early team fights is, and this is very true for a lot of carries, you don't go in first.
Yep.
You never go in first. You want to go in on the heroes that desperately don't want you to go on them after they've revealed their position and after people have used spells. So you see that they're all mid, and you blink in. This is insane.
Yeah, and you blink on the main target you don't want to go on. Like the number one target you do not want to target as an anti-mage is Pudge in this game.
Well, yeah, they have plenty of ways to save him from your damage. Like they could just Winter Wyvern, put him in the tree or in the cold. They could, which is why most anti-mages just blink on supports before you have a lot of items. You just have to blink on supports. But the most important thing here is, once again, I want to do the same thing that I did last week. I don't want to overwhelm you with fucking useless information because I want to just talk for 10 minutes. I'm going to tell you exactly what you did wrong. You went in first. Don't fucking do that. Go in last. There. Yep. That's all I need to say. That is literally all I need to say. You just need to wait for some other idiots to run in and start the fight, and then if it looks amazing, then you go in on the back lines. But you do not go in first on a carry. Yeah. Unless it's like 70 minutes into the game or some shit like that and you have a BKB.
Yeah, or you're like Sven and that is your job to jump in and blow somebody up. Sometimes that's the case. Sometimes you are the initiator on your team.
On Anti-Mage almost always what you want to do this game is you're waiting for the winter. So in the early game, you're going to wait for the Winter Wyvern to show himself, and you go on the Wyvern. In the late game, you could do that to the Invoker or the Drow. You don't go on the Pudge. You don't go on the Wraith King because they don't give a fuck. In fact, they want you to go on them.
Yep.
The reason you don't go on the Invoker at this point in the game is because you're not strong enough to kill the Invoker. You're very strong enough to kill the Winter Wyvern. That'll fuck them over in team fights. And you wait for your team to go in first because that way there will be way less stuns and disables to kill you. You can kill the Winter Wyvern, make it a 4v5, well, 4v4 because your Dazzle's dead, and then you could kill all the other people. But you want to kill the important, easy-to-kill targets first, not the guy that wants you to actually go on him.
Yep. And the most interesting thing about this is that you literally have the perfect hero to bait the enemy team to show themselves in Spiritbreaker, and he's currently charging the Pudge. So all you have to actually do here is wait for the Spiritbreaker to complete his charge. He connects, the enemy team counter-initiates on the Spirit Breaker, who is the hero you want them to counter initiate on, and then you counter initiate off of that. Like, that's how you take every fight this game, in my opinion. Until you have like all of your items plus BKB or whatever, you should always.
Until you're literally slotted.
Yeah, you should always just let the Spirit Breaker hit first. If you're taking like a 5-on-5 engagement, you know, if you're finding a pick off in the side lane and it's clearly somebody alone, then go ahead. But if you're actually taking a fight,
is this a loss, by the way?
Not sure. Yes, it is. Looks like it.
Okay, this right here
probably loses the game.
Throwy.
Yeah,
this is a huge throw. This is literally just not understanding how Anti-Mage plays team fights.
Yes, exactly. So, can you hear that hammering?
Dude, you have 15,000 net worth. Oh my god. They get so much for killing your
How
team.
do they only get 400 gold for this? What the fuck?
I mean, in any case, you're a 15k net worth hero that's now dead. Your team is fucked.
Yep.
You lost momentum. Anti-Mage is like a mid-game timing carry, so...
Yeah, if you actually look at it, you're ahead by 4k net worth, and you yourself are ahead of any other hero by 5k. So your team's actually behind if you're not on the battlefield. Your team.
I don't care about the Manta usage. Dylan says he used Manta wrong. I don't really care about that Manta usage. You can use it to push out the mid lane or whatever. Do whatever the fuck you want. But even if you have Manta, I don't think jumping in first is smart because you just get stunned.
Yeah.
Like you're just gonna get stunned, and then also you're just gonna have to waste Manta anyway. Like the Manta is like a bait problem in my opinion. I don't think you just blink in first with the Manta and it's okay.
Yeah.
I think you just never blink in first on Anti-Mage because that's what bad Anti-Mages do, and that's how they throw games.
Exactly.
I'm not calling you bad Anti-Mage. I'm saying that was a bad fight, obviously, because otherwise, if it was a good fight, you would have won. Yeah. But I can tell you that no matter what an Anti-Mage's farm is, if he blinks on like 2 or 3 heroes, like trying to farm a camp or trying to farm a creep wave or they're baiting him, he fucking dies. It doesn't matter. And then it's super valuable. So this is like how every Anti-Mage loses games. Yep. Also, stop focusing the Pudge.
Yeah, seriously. All right, here's the next team fight that we'll look at. And we'll see if this is a pattern. So team fight's happening. This is better already because there's a team fight already going on, right? Like, this is what you want. You want the team fight to already be going on. You don't necessarily want to just go to every team fight that's already started, but you want the team fight to be happening before you actually show where you are.
So Dazzle's bot. I don't think this is a good fight.
No.
In the first place.
Yeah. Doesn't matter how far ahead you are. There's no reason to take a 4v5 fight ever if you have all 5 alive.
I think you should just be split pushing at this moment. Like, never mana break a Pudge. That hero's got like 400 max mana.
Yeah, that just didn't make any sense.
Mana break the Invoker or the Winter Wyvern. They have huge mana pools.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of seems like you're just kind of like going on whoever is closest to you instead of actually thinking about who your target priority should be. Which is not how you play Anti-Mage. This hero has mobility for a reason. You should be using it to actually select the targets that you're going on, be elusive, instead of just running and hitting the closest thing to you.
I mean, you could see, though, like, going in after the fight starts is definitely much better, even though the spell usage was not the greatest, and the choice to fight was still, like, pretty risky with Shadow Shaman walking in and dying first and Dazzle not being there. But still, you're so far ahead that it's fine.
All right, so here's another fight. They're again fighting down a person.
I was gonna say I was glad when you guys got out when the Shadow Shaman died. I mean, maybe you could still fight this. Let's see. So you have Windranger to the right. You're kind of on their shrine. I'm not sure what spells they have. They're kind of persistent fighting heroes. I don't know if they have Winter Wyvern ults.
This is good target
selection. That's a good target selection, definitely.
I am a little worried about the Manta usage there. Just like kind of randomly using it to try and spread damage, I guess. But
yeah, you want to definitely use the Manta to like take off Cold Snap or to dodge Wraith King stun or to take off Drow Silence.
Yeah.
or to prevent Pudge from dismembering you.
Yeah. I feel like
That's also
you just blink
Drow's
up and
also a
kill
better
him.
target. Drow's a better target than Pudge to use your mana void on because she builds stats items.
Yep.
And doesn't have like a pathetically low mana pool. It's still not as good as the Invoker, but you know, ooh, that was a nice shackle. Yeah, they're fucked. How do you guys lose them?
I do like how you're now targeting Drow and Invoker. That is correct. Like,
yeah,
we've already seen some growth in this replay from like one fight to the next. So that's a one fight.
So you guys got to focus on pushing in lanes, not these fucking kills. Like,
yeah.
The bot lane is pushed in. You guys could be threatening racks, I think, like forcing buybacks. I think what you choose to do after a team fight is pretty important because that's you know, that's the reward of winning the fight. Winning a fight is not about getting kills. That's what bad players think. Winning a fight is about the enemy team having a respawn timer so you can secure some other objective within that time or force them to buy back, which gives you a win condition. I think the play there was to head straight to the bot lane of racks. Go back. I just want to show you that it was exposed. There was like 40 seconds or some shit where you guys could have hit the oh my god, going all the way back.
What the fuck? Oh my god, it's gonna be really annoying to find it. Where were we? It was like right around here, yeah?
Something like that. Yeah, the fight happens, somebody dies, you choose to fight anyway, which sure, I guess you feel like you're ahead.
Yeah, you have the creep wave here. Like, Dazzle's doing the right thing. He's going to push.
You guys can, like, yeah, hit him, I don't know. Just go bot. Just go bot. Well, okay, you can, like, kill him or whatever. Go immediately to bot.
Your Dazzle's actually hitting the tower. Like, this is...
You guys could force Wraith King buyback right now. And you could get a tier 3.
Possibly even a set of racks.
Possibly. I mean, if they take a bad fight.
Yeah.
Especially. The thing is, you guys are strong enough to secure Roche without having to have them dead.
Yeah.
So going back to Roche, like Roche at this point is a way for you to get the enemy team to fight you outside of their base. You have an 11k gold lead. If they fight you at Roche, they're just losing the game. So I think what you do is you go bot, and then when they're respawning, you go back in Roche, they fight you, they die because you have a net worth lead, and then you racks and you end the game. Like that's when you end right there.
Yep, I agree. So this is the last thing we're going to look at because we're at time for this replay, but you guys are super split. Shaman drops wards mid. You guys need to fight around the wards. Like, there's no reason not to fight around the wards. I know you pushed in top, but if your Shaman drops the wards mid, go fight around the wards. And so then you guys let the wards get taken out, and then you decide to take a fight without the wards there, which doesn't make any sense. Like, coordinate what's going on. If a big important ability to fight around is used, fight around that ability. Or get the hell out of there. Like, there's no reason to really now dive the base when wards are down, right?
I think you guys can just like slow siege. Exactly. I don't see why you dive like crazy people. This is actually just super throwing.
And use Mana Void to stop him from eating your Wind Ranger, which I guess is okay, but you've already used Manta again. You get silenced.
Man, once again, like, I don't even care about this team fight because, like, you guys just shouldn't be in their fucking base right now. Like,
yeah,
this is
just hit this. Like, you have
the mechanics of the fight are so unimportant because you just shouldn't even be taking the fight.
You have siege.
Like, you're at their tier 4s. Holy shit. Jesus, you guys could end the game right now if you just sit in siege with Anti-Mage. Everybody sits behind you. Maybe Wind Ranger focus fires, and you just sit with the Serpent Wards. You just rack. You just get megas, and then they're forced to fight you. And then when they come out of their base, and the way CCNC says it, when I played with him, he said, "Just fucking siege. We run back this way together if they commit to us, and we can kill people who are being disrespectful. These people are not being disrespectful. They're sitting in their base. They're respecting you. You guys are being disrespectful, and that's why they're picking you off in their base. So now you go back and start hitting the tower, but like you already lost the Aegis. Your Dazzle's dead.
Yeah.
Your Shadow Shaman's dead now. your Wind Ranger's now dead, and
you're dead, and the game's over. You just lost the game.
Just siege properly. That's it. Just siege properly.
I mean, to me, that was just clearly you were just reacting to what was going on. You had zero plan going into that. You just blinked into their base with no plan, and then I just watched you be like, "Oh shit, I should do this. Oh shit, I should do this. Oh shit, I should do this. Oh shit, I should do this." There was literally zero conscious thought about what you were supposed to be doing, and just reacting to stuff that was happening.
The two big takeaways, in my opinion, in this game are, number one, don't jump in at the start of fights on Anti-Mage, especially without a Manta style. Number two, just siege properly and you'll win games. Just like, you don't need to just take every single fight. If the enemies show up, you don't need to fight them. Fight them if they're being disrespectful. Don't fight them otherwise. If they're in their base sitting at tier 4s, they're letting you win the game. They're letting you siege towers. It's actually mind-blowing to me that they won this game because they weren't playing well. You guys just threw.
Yep. 100%. All right. Give me that next replay, boy.
Okay. Yo, damn cleric, if you're in chat, you didn't put a replay ID in your post here, so if you could put that, that'd be great, and we can give your replay a gander. So let's see. There's the next one. So this is from Approach. He said, playing Axe, did well in lane, but just got run over by Storm mid-game. What kinds of things should I be doing differently after the laning stage? All right, we got an Axe replay.
Great cosmetics, by the way.
There's a cock under there. Turn him a little bit. Look. You see that? Tell me you see that.
Pretty sure that's
a fucking penis. you don't see it from behind because it's a texture where that side of it is invisible. That's a cock, man.
I'm gonna just say it was an inner thigh because otherwise we could get demonetized, which we don't want.
I mean,
whatever. Oh, it's right there! Get it off my
screen, dude. That's a penis. That's a 2-dimensional penis. Jesus, your penis is so small that your girlfriend thinks it's 2-dimensional. Got him. Okay, what role are we on Axe? Soft lane? This is off lane, right?
Yeah, looks like it.
I do not like the 3 mangoes.
This is probably my
and also you started with
that he's using because I haven't updated it.
You started with first item, or first you skilled Battle Hunger first. This is problematic. But then again, we're not supposed to look at the laning stage, so but you have like an Enigma jungle, so you should honestly just go counter Helix first and just cut waves and just get regen and just farm. It's a free game for you. They actually can't stop you from cutting. They have an Abaddon.
Yep.
In fact, he can literally purge your Battle Hunger.
Yeah,
anyway,
Battle Hunger is completely useless in this lane. I'm gonna probably just say that he's most likely using the Axe guide that I have because I have Battle Hunger first and 3 mangoes in the Dota Alchemy guides because I haven't updated them as far as skill build or item build.
Okay, so maxing Battle Hunger is fine. That's what everybody's doing. It's like max Battle Hunger or Helix. But do you want to look at what happened in that fight?
Sure.
Okay. So it's like kind of end of laning stage.
So he's 5-1 at the moment. So he's having a really good game. He's been dominating the lane.
I'm personally not a fan of this blink first. You have a lot of net worth, but you're like super squishy. You should have a Veil of Discord, or you should have a Vanguard right now, because people even rush Blade Mail, but I think that's the worst of the 3 options. Because like blinking on this guy accomplishes nothing. Like you're not strong enough at this point that a blink will get you. Your team isn't strong enough that a blink will get you kills. That's why there's not much of a point in rushing blink, because it doesn't actually do anything.
Agreed.
Without other items or without your team being strong. So what you go for at this point is items like you just walk up to him and do that. The exact same thing. You just walk up to him and do that, except quicker, and you're tankier and it's more reliable with a Veil of Discord or with a Vanguard. Like if you have a Vanguard at this point, you can fight and you're fucking immortal. 12-minute Vanguard, very easy to get.
Yep.
I mean, you literally have the gold in your Blink Dagger. We can see here, despite having such a high net worth, how squishy you are. Because you don't have any stat items.
Yeah, and you're just fighting under the tower. It's hitting you. You're just taking a bunch of damage from Morphling, who does a lot of physical damage. And then because you have no sustain, because you have no Vanguard, you end up just getting whittled down, eventually chronoed and killed. So that probably doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't. I think like you're fine acting like a complete madman on Axe. In fact, that's like kind of what you want your Axe to do.
Yep. But you want him to be tanky. You want him to have a reason to act like a madman, which is that he's unkillable. And right now, you're definitely killable.
Right. You need HP, you need stats, you need regen, and you don't have any. You just have armor, and they have magic damage. So.
And you can see it right there. Like, you blink on the storm, and he solo kills you because you don't have any HP. So.
I really think this is like largely an itemization issue. Like you just. Once again, I'm just gonna. This is all that needs to be said, because I think a lot of the things in this game are gonna be a symptom of this problem. You don't go blink first because, as you could see from when you went for that storm, you need like 3 heroes there anyway to get a blink kill. You know, you're not like nobody's strong enough to help you just kill somebody with blink.
Yep.
Unless you have like 4 heroes there, and then at that point, you're committing 4 heroes. Do you really fucking need the blink? You could just set up a stun with somebody else or something like that.
Yeah, I think one thing that's really important to note about Axe as a hero is that, especially against the lineup that you're against, the Morphling, the Void, the Storm Spirit, you can solo kill these guys at any point in the game with Blink Blade Mail. It doesn't matter when you have that, because you're going to be able to effectively shut them down for the entire game. So it would be nice if you were unkillable yourself for when you actually go for these plays. Because it's actually better to be tanky so that you can absorb more damage from them, so you can actually kill them and, you know, be counter-initiated on by the enemy team and survive that. Whereas if you're just blinking and trying to kill people with your Blink Blade Mail at 16 minutes, it doesn't really matter, because you can do that at 30 minutes. You know? It's like
a timing thing. Like at this point in the game, no team needs a blink initiator at like 15 minutes. Well, maybe 15 minutes, but if you had a Vanguard, you'd have a blink at this point anyway, because it accelerates your farm, because it gives you regen, makes you tanky. But anyway, no team needs like a 9-minute blink dagger. Everybody's still fucking laning. Everybody's farming. Everybody's like, what are you doing? Like, I don't want to go fight with you. Like, I'm chilling. You know, people are laning, and maybe a couple people are running around together and ganking, but it's not like you don't need a blink initiator at that point.
Yeah, especially because you have an Alchemist.
So how do you contribute in a way where you don't need a blink initiator? What is something else that Axe can do?
Run down
he can
lanes,
run around and be an immortal frontliner.
Yep.
So why not do that? Why not do the thing that he's good at that's actually useful at that point, and then transition to get the blink when it's actually needed? It's literally just a timing thing. It's like going Ethereal Blade on a level 3 Morphling. Yeah, Ethereal Blade is good on Morphling, but if you're level 3, you know, hypothetically, it does no damage because he doesn't have any agi. So it's like there's no point. So
right.
It's literally that. It's a timing thing. It's like you want to be useful up until the point that you get the blink, and then you're incredibly useful. And that's why people are building Veil on Axe. It's because that way you're not just a tanky frontliner, you also do damage. You can also gank.
Yep.
But you don't need the blink. So that's why everybody went Vanguard in the past, because the best way that you would contribute on Axe is that you would just cut creep waves and be a space creator. But what people are doing now is they go Veil, because that allows you to cut creep waves and be a space creator, because it gives you tankiness like a Vanguard does. But then also you can run around and contribute in fights with your team without a blink, because you're just a spellcaster plus a tanky frontliner. So it's basically just allowing you to do 2 things up until the point you get your blink. And then once you get your blink, it's a fucking regular Axe game, man. It's the same shit every game. You blink on the Morphling, you blink on the Void, you blink on the Storm, you press Blade Mail, they die, you dunk them. it's so easy. It's so easy. Just up until that point is where Axe has been bad in the past. And literally the reason that he's good right now is because people have figured out that there is a way to play the hero very solidly up until that point where he's just a typical Blink initiator.
Yeah, exactly.
He's literally just like a Magnus, Enigma, like any of these other Blink initiators. The same fucking thing at like 20 minutes into the game. It's just up until that point, you can contribute a lot by going for these other builds.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that right there is the crux of everything about these Blink initiators, which is that
how do I contribute on Earthshaker before getting the blink? Because everybody knows when Earthshaker gets a blink, he's a fucking god. He's just echo 75 people and wiping you.
Exactly.
But where the hero loses games is before the blink dagger. So if you can figure out a way to play Earthshaker very effectively before blink, you will make that an S tier hero if you can figure that out. And people try. And that's why extremely high skill Earthshakers are first pick in tier 1 Dota right now, because they have figured out ways to just be highly skilled and contribute before blink. And then once they get the blink, it's fucking easy, man. Anybody can play Dota when you have a blink like that.
Yeah,
you just blink on people like this, and then you press all your buttons and they die, unless you fuck up like that. But it's like you're still making space. It's not hard.
Right.
You just blink in, press all your buttons, and they die. It's the same with Earthshake. You blink in on anybody, press Echo Slam, and chain your stuns, and they die. It's fucking easy at that point.
Yeah, it's funny because this game is literally the worst game you could possibly get a fast blink in. Because look at your other heroes. You have Alchemist, you've got Slark, you've got Coddle, you've got Enigma. None of these heroes wants to fight with you right now. They don't want to fight with you until like 30 minutes.
Damage.
Yeah.
You need like 4 people there to do damage.
Yep. All right. Next replay.
We can look at one more fight and talk about like target priority. What I would say the target priority this game is, Void is really important if you can kill him before Chrono, because he's like the only AoE disable on the enemy team. Lion's also important. Storm and Wharf are definitely important for like pickoffs. Let's see. In fights, you don't have much of a way to deal with Storm, much of a way to disable him. Probably want to black hole him. Honestly, I would say the Void is the most important target.
Yeah, you definitely want to blink kill the Void before the fight starts. And if you're not able to do that, then you want to wait until the other team goes on your Alchemist, who's going to absorb a bunch of damage.
Like 3 of them show, and you blink call like 2 or 3 of them.
Yep. That's like the best way to play this game, I think. So right now, they're going on your Alchemist. This is what you want.
Yeah, this is good. This is good. You
blink to the back line. You catch the line as well. It's super good. You dunk. Almost get the double dunk. Miss the double dunk.
Reported.
Should still be able to kill this guy. But now you probably want to get maybe reposition. One of the things with Axe is like you have such low cooldown on call, and like the blink call combo is so easy to get off multiple times that you kind of you don't want to just like be running at people and punching them on Axe. You want to jump in, you want to get the blink call blade mail, get a dunk, and then you want to disappear again and like try and reposition yourself for the next blink call a lot of the time. Right?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're not just like some troll that's just like running in and like hitting people constantly. You a lot of the time
you play like you're in and out.
Yeah, exactly.
You can like battle hunger somebody and punch them until they're dead, but then you dip.
Exactly.
And like call these 2 people.
Like I don't think running up here makes any sense.
Like if you call no, definitely no. You can hit and kill the lion. That part's fine, I think.
Yes.
Like so you throw battle hunger on lion, hit him until he dies, you fuck up. Here's where I would consider just letting my team kill the lion. You're not a damage dealer. Also, you should not be running up that hill.
No, you should be repositioning for them to counter initiate again. Like expect them to go back in.
It's just like the fight is over, your team is running away, and you're starting a new fight by running in, which is just the incorrect way to start a fight on Axe, which we already talked about. The correct way to start a fight on Axe is to call the Void at the start of a fight, so I can't do that, or you wait for your team to go in. And it looked like the fight was still going, but but your team was actually disengaging. Yeah. So you just started a new fight in an incorrect way. So literally, if you're just thinking about the way of starting a fight on Axe, which is your Alp runs in, tanks spells, and you counter initiate, or you kill the void first. That's it. And every game can be played like that. You can like isolate a few heroes on the enemy team that are really important. Like if I can get them first, I'm gonna go. Otherwise, I'm gonna wait for one of my tanky heroes. It doesn't have to be an Alk. It can be a Pudge. It can be a Centaur. It can be whoever. Somebody runs in, starts the fight, and then you go. But this was you walking in and starting a fight, which just is not how you want to fight with Axe.
Yeah, and it ended up getting both of your cores killed, so that's really bad.
That's a huge ripping pepperonis right there.
Baited your team. Baited your team in.
All right, so now we have repeated replays. Let's see. Did anybody who submitted here? So Souls didn't submit a replay last week, so we'll check him out first.
Sure.
I guess I should keep track of who has submitted. So this was Approach. And who was the first one we looked at?
Tedium.
TDM?
Tedium.
TDM, okay. We got another Axe replay, which is great. The hero's good right now. And I'm a huge Axe fan. Playing with Caesar.
As always.
Yeah.
As always. Playing against the Storm. Playing against the Chaos Knight's a little bit ripping pepperonis, because it's not a hero that you can necessarily just solo kill with your Blink Blade Mail, but you could definitely kill this Enchantress, who's 28-2. Holy shit.
Yeah. That's a hard hero to kill, too.
Yeah, she's usually pretty glass cannon-y, though, I feel like.
I mean, she doesn't really care about Blade Mail, because she just turns Impetus off.
Right, that's true.
And she should build stat items if she's good. Axe doesn't have to build Blade Mail, by the way. Like, that hero is... If your team has damage, which your team does, you don't need to build Blade Mail. You can just build, like, all the tanky items.
Yeah.
Like Pipe, Crimson. In fact, somebody really needs to build a Pipe this game against Kunkka, Storm, and Crimson. You really need a Crimson.
Yep. Crimson's so good against CK.
Your win condition is the Enigma, too. Like, with an Enigma on your team, you literally always win late game, period. Nothing beats an Enigma late game. You just set up for the Enigma to get good black holes. And, you know, the Enigma does all pure damage, BKB piercing. If somebody has 10 hearts, still does the same amount of damage. It's a ridiculous hero.
What do you think about these items from Luna?
Yeah, that's great. My God, TV mid has an Orb of Venom.
Beautiful.
I'm sure the ranged hero that he's laning against will really care about his Orb of Venoming.
Yep. All right, so let's go find some team fights, eh?
Sure.
We've got Vanguard.
Like
yep. We got FaZe. We're going for Hood next.
With that being said, though, I really do think going for one tanky item and then blink is definitely the play, because that's the timing that you actually want to have blink. That's when like your Luna can fight. That's when your Enigma can fight.
Yep. Because you would like to be grouping up with your team right now to start, you know, pressuring the map more. I feel like
the way that you want to take fights is like you just blink in on basically anybody. Like you're kind of the initiator for the Enigma's counter initiation this game.
Right.
You just blink in and go on somebody, like honestly anybody, but like ideally, I don't know, Silencer or Storm, somebody who's like relatively squishy that you can kill with your blink, then fight 4v5 with the Enigma to follow up. You definitely want to be with your team with the Blink Dagger right now, though.
Yeah, I feel like
you
didn't even look mid at all. You have no idea what's going on mid. You just were
past like your Vanguard blink timing. You should basically look to be at every fight. Right. You shouldn't split push. Like your hero goes. So I talked about like the two timings on Axe. There's like, there's I guess the two modes. Like there's the early mode where you're the guy who's like tanky and running in and just making space and being like a frontline tank. There's that, and that's when you can push waves. That's when you're a space creator. You're similar to like an Abyssal Underlord at that point. But the moment you get a blink, you're like a Magnus. So you should never be showing. You should always be jungling. So showing like this, not your job. This should be Luna. This should be Terrorblade. This should be Enigma with Eidolons. You are doing somebody else's job right now. This split pushing, not only is it slower for you to do this than the other heroes, they don't care about showing and you do. So you just want to make sure that you're never showing once you get the Blink Dagger, and that you're the reason that every fight starts. Sometimes you can fuck up and the enemy team just smokes and like kills your teammates, and that's fine. That happens. But ideally, you want to be at every single fight after Blink. You're Magnus. You just got to play like you're Magnus. And Magnus, believe me, Magnus past 20 minutes or so is not going to be split pushing lanes. Not his job. Not why you pick a Magnus. If you want to split push lanes, you pick a Nature's Prophet. There are different heroes for that, and it's fine to do that. But that is not the niche for which you would pick something like an Axe. So I'd say that's kind of the big problem in this game, is the lack of doing the kind of second state on Axe. You did the first one, but you're still committing really hard to the first one by building into the components to make a, what's it called? Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also, continuing split pushing and continuing not showing up and making space on the other side of the map. That's the first mode, which is correct up until a point. Then you need the Blink, then you're a Magnus. That's like kind of all that needs to be said, I think, in this. I think Souls.
I mean, look at his farm, man. He's like, he's crushing right now.
Yeah, he's huge. But... That's what Vanguard does for you. Accelerate your farm so much.
Yeah. That's
why going Vanguard into Blink or Veil into Blink is so effective, because you just get the Blink at the same timing.
Right.
Because both of those items give you sustain, so you can just sit in a lane and cut creeps and then drag to neutral camps, and you're just farming like 2x the speed of anybody else on the map.
Yeah. So here's a question for you. This is for my own kind of hypothesis.
I'm still listening, by the way.
How do you feel about just because I know that a lot of times it's really hard to play a counter initiator like an Axe without split pushing, because your team is not doing the job. Especially like the lower you get in MMR, the less people push lanes. So you're gonna have to push lanes on every hero that you play. And
sure.
So on an Axe, does it make more sense to just go Boots of Travel very early so you can shove in a lane? People are like, oh, he's bottom, and then you just show up to a fight.
Yeah, sure. I'd say the first step is to like probably try to communicate to your team that they need to be split pushing. Like, for instance, I know that you're playing with Caesar, and
tell him to split push.
Pardon?
Tell him to split push. He's an Enigma.
Yeah, exactly. Like Enigma with Eidolons can very easily and safely split push a lane, because you just send the summons down.
Right.
So, and that's what Enigmas want to do anyway, because that way they're contributing while farming.
Yep.
Like killing an entire creep wave is honestly okay. So this is like a high level thing. So if you guys like want to do something that only like top 100 Immortal players do, or whatever, maybe top 200, top 300, people who like play like tier 2 competitive do this a lot, and low Immortal players don't do it. So if you want to take note of something specifically that you can do that will be the same thing that top 100 Immortal players do, this is the time to take a note, because creep waves are so important that you will see while tier 2 teams and tier 1 teams, of course, are sieging high ground. What they'll do is they'll send over one hero to cut a second wave of creeps. Like, even if it's pushed out, they'll just go at the 30-second mark and cut the wave of creeps. And even if it's like a Rubik that does it and brings it to somebody who can farm the creep wave, it's not important about the farm. What's more important is the fact that the creep wave is just going to slowly get shoved in to the base. That's how important creep waves are. Like, creep waves, like killing one creep wave is just as important as like getting a kill on like an important hero. Like it's incredibly important. So that's why on Enigma it's so fucking important to like push in those creep waves. It's not even about farming. It's literally just that the enemy team has to split up and Enigma wants to fight. So that's perfect for Enigma, because then the enemy team is going to be split in fights, and the fights are going to be even easier with a hero that already wants to fight. So I don't know. I guess that's a super tangential. It has nothing to do with Axe. That's purely Enigma. But if you're playing some hero that can split push lanes or cut lanes, and you're not doing it, you're not playing the hero to its fullest extent. And like in the game,
nice guns, by the way. That was a nice guns pose. You were really flexing. It's
Oh,
good
was it?
stuff.
I can't see myself, so I don't know.
It's good stuff.
But I'm glad. I'm glad. But you won't. It's one of those things like we talked about. I think in the last Alchemy Answers, which was yesterday, about there are these like bait things in Dota that feel really good to do, but they're fucking terrible. And then there are things in Dota that you don't feel the impact of, but the impact is actually profound. And one of those things is that like cutting of creep waves. It's something that you don't feel in games because it's like a small nuance. It seems like a small nuance of the game, but the enemy team will feel it. The
Right.
enemy team will feel like the creep waves are always pushed in. If you're ever playing a game where it feels like you can't do anything, it's probably because the enemy team is just pushing in creep waves better than you.
Yep.
And it's just not something that your like human brain picks up on instinctively. You're just like, wow, this game feels fucking hard. We can't do anything. It's because there's one guy in the enemy team that every time he kills the mid creep wave, he also dips over into the trees and cuts the top creep wave as well. Like literally just one, and then that means 2 minutes later there's a lane of creep shoved into your base. Like that shit is so fucking important, and literally nobody does it up until like top 200, top 300 bracket. And yeah, if you can do that on any hero that can safely do that, you're legit just going to go up like 1,000, like actually 1,000 MMR, because only like top 100 to 200 immortal players do that shit.
Yep. Yeah, man. Creep waves enable.
That's right. I kind of went on a huge tangent there, but
it's good stuff. And creep waves enable everything in Dota. Like they are the catalyst for everything. So manage creep waves before everything else, and you are going to be a much better Dota player.
That is one thing that I can't stress enough, is that if you're pushing one lane of creeps and there are creeps about to spawn in the other lanes, and even though the lanes are super pushed out, you can push those lanes in, not by going to the creep to where the creep equilibrium is, but by just cutting the next wave. Like if there's an anti-mage that's pushing at your base, you don't need to go to the anti-mage. You just cut the wave that he's pushing, and you can maintain your position on the map while also dealing with him without even leaving. People seem to think that the equilibrium is like where you have to go to. Cutting creep waves is so fucking important.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So before we go on to the next replay, let's just look at this real quick. This is the absolute last thing that you want to do on an axe. I just wanted to highlight this. Sorry, Souls, but you fucked up here. And this is just something that I know many mediocre or bad axe players do, which is that they're just like, I have blink call and dunk. I'm going to just jump on whoever without consideration of what's going on.
Axe is not a solo kill hero unless you're against very specific matchups and you have blade mail.
Yep, and you have blade mail. And there's no blade mail and there's no backup here. And you're just like, hey, this guy's been owning us. I'm jumping on him. And I'm going to solo kill this guy because he's in a creep wave. This is never going to happen in a million years. And I just wanted to highlight this.
You have to get so lucky with spins to do this alone.
Yeah. Even with a blade mail, you'd have to be lucky with spins to pull.
Well, yeah, Enchantress doesn't do that much physical damage. She does pure damage
from a distance.
Most click their spell, so you're just kind of blinking in and feeding as the most important hero on the map.
Yep. And this is why you lost the game. Great black hole by Caesar, but too bad. Axe already dead. Cool. Next one.
All right. So we have that was Souls. Okay. So we have the Last Crusader, Vasilios, and Eddie Mercury, and all of them have submitted replays, but we're getting into like repeats, so we'll just do it, and we can call it.
We're gonna take one from chat, right? Just one extra from chat.
Do you want to do these three, and then we'll take one from chat, and we'll say fuck it, we're done?
Do you want to do all three?
You don't want to do all three?
I mean, we've already done them before. We can do all three, but I'm just saying.
You know, I'm just setting like an arbitrary cutoff here.
Sure.
We'll just say what's submitted now. We'll do these.
All right, sounds good.
And then we'll do one from chat. 4 more.
Sure.
Okay. So we're. Sorry.
Oh my God.
I'm messaging the boys in the chat. Vasilius and the Last Crusader are apologizing for submitting replays, which it's fine. It's like it's totally fine. It's just we're just trying things. We're just trying to like manage time better.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's no problem. I mean, if we don't have enough time, or like one of us needs to go or some shit, like we just won't do repeated replays. But
yep,
I'm perfectly fine. Like, as long this literally just so we don't go for 5 hours. That's it. So
we want to keep it to 2 hours or less. Every week, basically.
Yeah. No, so it's like it's no. I'm not just saying that because you're like paying me money. It's literally no problem at all. Like I don't mind. I don't know if Donnie does, but I can't speak for him. But I don't care. I'm good to do this for like another hour.
Yeah, I'm fine.
And then I gotta go stream. But
I had to eat some dinner. I'm starting to get real hungry.
Are you? Oh, I pounded down some food before this.
I just got back from work and went right to this.
I got some Walmart chicken. Ooh, it was good.
Questionable.
I just get whatever. Let's talk a little bit of adult stuff right now. I just get whatever meat's on special in the little bunkers because otherwise meat's so fucking expensive.
Nah, dude, you gotta pay for quality meat. Otherwise, you're just eating like chemicals and processed shit and factory farmed.
Sorry, I'm not like you. I don't have this fucking other job that's giving me shitloads of money or whatever. I'm surviving off fucking Dota Alchemy. I'm surviving off fucking stream money. So I can't,
You have just 2 jobs too, man. You've got Dota Alchemy in your stream. You've got Dota Alchemy in your stream. That's 2 jobs. You probably make.
You know what? All I'm saying, okay.
You probably make as much from your stream as I do from my other part-time job.
Ellie can't work until she gets a work permit, which takes months. So I'm supporting both of us and on a strict budget right now. So I'm not going to the fucking Whole Foods or Farmer's Market to get expensive chicken, okay? I'm going to Walmart, getting whatever's in the friggin' sale bunker. Motherfucker.
I mean, you do you, man. I'm just telling you, it's bad for you. That kind of meat's not good for you. It's like fucking dead meat.
It's dead? Yeah.
No, I mean I
don't eat live chicken.
It's like there's no life force in that meat. It's just like
what are you talking about?
It's been raised in a fucking cage. It's probably bred to have like no feathers, no beak, that kind of shit. It's like it's factory farmed.
I don't care.
It's bad.
I'm just trying to survive. I don't care about the chicken's life. I'm trying to live life right now, man. I'm more important than a fucking chicken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eat some goddamn beans, dude. For your
listen, man. I can
protein.
I can start caring about like the lives of the chickens that I'm eating once I get my fucking shit in order. I'm not in the position to be like, was this chicken raised correctly?
I'm telling you, the quality of the meat is not good for you.
Whatever. Dude, I would eat fucking Spam if it's cheap, man. If that's in the bunker, I'm eating that.
No, I mean, I get it, dude. When I'm hurting for cash, I'll just eat like fucking bulk order pasta every day. And it's like, I know that it's bad for me. I feel like shit every time I eat it, but it's just like, my budget my budget for food is just fucking like $5 for the week, so you gotta stretch it, I dig. Anyway, let's get into these team fights.
Okay, let's go. Let's fucking go. So you're a jug. Once again, you're in the carry position, so it's very likely that you don't want to just run in and start a fight yourself. Like, you want to show up after a fight has started. You kind of want to chill. You want to farm. You want to collapse to your team after a fight has already happened and just show up and fucking spin and then omni somebody. Nice.
Yeah, and who do you want to omni this game? Probably don't want to omni Abaddon. Don't want to omni Earth Spirit. They both have ways to get out of there. Probably don't even want to omni TA because she can just meld. It's kind of tough.
I would say like you're fine omni. Like, ideally you want to get a diffusal at some point and omni the Dusa.
Yeah.
Like, look at your team. You're the Dusa killer. Nobody else kills Dusa. It has to be you. So if you wanna actually have a chance in the late game this game, you have to get a diffusal. You have to be the Dusa killer. 100% Dusa's your omni target. Otherwise, she probably doesn't die. TA is a good omni target too if your team has dusted her. or if you buy Dust, which you should. Earth Spirit's okay if he just rolled. I believe he can roll out of it, so
This looks like you guys are just getting snowballed on.
y'all
GG
get
just
hella
end.
stomped.
GG just end, he says.
Who said that?
Last Crusader.
Oh my god.
I mean, dog, you're going for a Battle Fury when you're getting shit stopped. No wonder you lost the game.
I mean, I want to see how this snowballed out of control. Could we go earlier when it wasn't such like a fucking shit fest that was going on here? So you have a 2k gold lead. You have no support in lane, which is unfortunate. Should go get those bounties instead of hitting these creeps. Oh, bounties. If they're good, they take that and that. I mean, Battle Fury is still fine at this point if you just want to, like, you know, come back and... You can also go for the damage component of the Battle Fury early, so that way you can actually contribute to fights. Because it's legit. Like, a Demon Edge is actually pretty efficient damage.
Yeah. One of the better damage items in the game.
So you're just kind of chilling. Yeah, 8x this shit. I'd be very careful about spinning. Yeah. I think your job this game is just kind of to hold the tower top as long as possible. Just sit up there and like spin out if the enemy team comes to try to fuck with you. That's kind of how like Jug and Nakes are played right now. Is that they Jug's a little bit nicer because he can actually go and contribute elsewhere. Nakes can't. But it is really annoying to have this like magic immune carry just sitting top.
Right. You don't feel like you can really gank him, and the fact of the matter is you can't unless you have specific heroes and circumstances. So
yeah. So you can just chill up here and like farm and just spin out, play really safe. And the thing is, sure, maybe you won't farm that well, but your team should be able to farm really well if that's happening. Holy shit, that Abaddon has an Echo Saber.
Does he really?
Yes. Oh
my god, he does.
I'd be very careful about spinning in aggressively, just considering what your job should be up here.
Yeah, you should never spin in aggressively.
Especially, not in
these heroes, like.
Yeah, not in this position, like against these heroes. Like I would say, when you know that this is your job to like hold this lane for as long as possible, your spin is the reason that you can do this up here.
Yeah.
So with that like memeing that you just did, you basically just lost this position on the map that was really beneficial for you. I think if you hold that position where you're just farming top constantly and not like using spin and feeding, you just like win the game eventually. Like, you just get this huge, like you can see the net worth lead. It was static at 2k, and then when that fight happens, 5k.
Yeah.
And then if you fuck up again, it's going to happen again. You're going to be at 9k. Just because like you had a really efficient map position, and now you're kind of just like memeing up here.
I don't understand why you're just fighting this guy. Like, what's the point? Why would you even bother fighting the Abaddon? It doesn't even matter.
In my opinion, it's really important to just recognize when you have a really beneficial map position where the enemy team's like really trying to get an objective, and you're preventing them from doing that. And like you walk up and die twice. Like those two deaths, if you're literally just sitting under tower holding it, and when they go on you, you just spin and like walk away, you prevent them from taking this tower for like 16 minutes. You probably have a net worth lead right now. Like if this TA and this Earth Spirit and Abaddon and Pudge was here too, if they're all chilling top trying to get that tower, you have an SF farming, you have a Timber farming, you have a Tusk. Like nobody's in your lane. You're farming so much more than them. This literally, in my opinion, is just an example of like you were winning the game, and then you just kind of felt like you wanted more in your personal situation. But what you were doing was really good for the game. Not great for your game, but great for the game.
Yeah, I kind of feel like you just lost the game by doing that. Like the game is now basically over. Because you were buying space for your entire team who was getting crushed in the other lanes. While the lanes were breaking down. The lanes were breaking down. That's a great time for your teammates to come back into the game because everybody's rotating to your lane to try and then like continue collapsing the game. And you're like that one bright spot in your team who's like keeping the enemy back. You're holding the door. You're fucking Hodor against the White Walkers. You're like basically holding back everything bad that could happen in the game. And then all of a sudden you're just like, I'm gonna spin, and you're like, come on in, guys, end of the game. So You called GG end a little bit later, but you basically called GG end and let them end the game right there by dying twice in the top lane when you didn't need to.
I think we can go next. I really think this is like a map positioning thing.
Agreed.
I've done this too, where I'm just like unnecessarily like fucking around with somebody, and then I die, and then I lose a tower that I could have held for like 10 minutes, and it's like fuck.
Yep. Game over. Like legit. Alright, we're doing Vasilios now.
Yep.
Pugna mid.
Love that hero. Wish Pugna was broken.
Yeah, he's such a fun hero to play, but he's kind of shit right now.
He's pretty mediocre, yeah. The literal god. I don't believe that.
Based on that stat line, probably not the
I
case.
don't believe that for a moment. God would play way better. That does look like what I would imagine God looks like, though. Like a fat abomination of a pirate.
With a sack of rocks banging him in the butthole all game long.
Dude, those are... What are you talking about? Those are fucking cannonballs. Rocks.
Sack of nuts banging him in the butthole.
That sounds sexual.
I mean, you're just interpreting my words that way. You don't need to do that.
That's true. I'm sorry about that. Man, that axe has no cosmetics? Jesus fucking Christ, get me out.
The literal god.
There he is.
15 commands in 25 matches. That's not a very good ratio.
It's not great.
Get me out.
That shit should show reports, man.
It should. It really should. Except that would ruin a lot of games because people would be like, uh-oh.
You'd at least know. I wish that was actually public on profiles, like people's amount of reports that they've gotten. Just so you could publicly shame people for being like toxic assholes.
Their behavior score should be public data, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree.
You help contribute to
because if you have
data.
some like ranks, or if you have some like 6,000 behavior score person flaming you, it's like, all right, well, you're just a fucking asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
If some 10,000 behavior score person's like telling you something, you're like, okay, well, you know.
Right. Maybe I should listen to this.
Yeah, exactly. Like you'd actually know who to not give a fuck about and what they're saying based on their behavior score. If somebody's just an asshole, it's like, well, okay, they're just talking some smack.
Right.
So look at fights. So this game, Pugna's one of those heroes that you can't really start fights either, just because you're so important. Yeah. That if you run in, people are just going to focus you if they're not bad. You're like a Zeus. You just shit out so much damage and do so much in fights that like everybody's going to focus you.
Yeah, you're basically counter-initiating the axe every single fight, I feel like. You just decrypt the axe every time he blinks in. Yeah, you're damage. You're just a damage. You're a ward and damage. Like you can put a ward down before a fight starts and just wait for it to happen, and that's how you can contribute. But you're definitely damage. I like that you're running at towers. That's good. Yep. Like you're kind of doing it alone. Definitely be with your team running at towers if possible. Yeah, agreed. But that's fine. Create a bunch of space.
Dagon feels really bad to go on this hero. Like if you fall off with this Dagon,
yeah,
like if you die a couple of times, it feels really fucking bad. You just wish you had like a Yule Scepter or some shit.
Yeah, I think you can go Dagon level 1 if you get it super early and you're kind of on a roll. But then I don't even know if you necessarily have to level it up a bunch. Like you just get the level 1 Dagon and then you kind of reevaluate how the game's going.
Yeah. I really like Blink Yule's Eon Disc.
BKB even is pretty good. Yeah. Not in this game necessarily, but in a lot of games it is.
Sure. Glimmer's really good on Pugna.
Boots of Travel.
Bots for split pushing makes him such a little asshole. Like you can see how squishy you are with just this Dagon, even though you have like shitloads of net worth. So they're just kind of killing you in your jungle, and you guys keep entering into that zone, which is definitely a mistake. You guys want to go play aggressively.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of your job, right? As a Pugna, you wanna be the one creating pressure on the map. I mean, you're just running in by yourself into all these situations and getting owned by this axe. So far we haven't actually even seen a team fight. We've just seen you get picked off like 3 times. So maybe
it seems like one of those games. You just need to be in a side lane with different items, splitting the enemy team. For fuck's sake, your Lions farming the triangle.
All right, we can look at this fight, I guess.
So they have good ways of canceling your sucky suck.
Yep.
Rubik, CM, Troll with Roots does not cancel it.
Invoker has multiple ways
Axe,
to do it.
Invoker. So where are you at? You're kind of chilling back.
Running to the fight. You're out of position.
Drop the healing ward. Now they... your Naix is dying.
Yeah, you showed up to this fight too late, and now you're just feeding again. Like, you were... The fight was already breaking out, and you were still running into the top lane, and then you showed up to the fight super late. So, make a decision. Either push or fight. And don't do.
I know this is supposed to be about team fights, but like the manner in which you take team fights and why you actually want to take team fights is really important. You guys are just responding to fights on your side of the map, which is sometimes okay if you think that you have like significantly better late game, or you have some reason that it's really difficult for them to fight you on your side of the map. And after you take like one fight on your side of the map and you fuck up, you basically know that like that's not the case. Like you're gonna lose if you keep doing that.
Right.
So you need to start playing on their side of the map, even if it's alone. It's better to like split the enemy team up and have your idiots farm your side of the map better than it is to just keep fighting on your side of the map and have everybody die and you guys getting like more and more out net worthed. Splitting side lanes is definitely your play, and that's why the bots are good, and that's why going for the Dagon feels real bad, but like a Yule's bots with the move speed talent,
so good. Ooh. So good.
Ooh. You're so hard to catch.
Or like blink.
What you're doing right now is something that you should have been doing like 15 minutes ago, I think.
Yeah.
After the first lost team fight on your side, you need to be like, fuck this. But look how good it's going for you. This is great. Like your Naix and your idiots are dying, but you're actually getting something for it. Look, you gained net worth. They died and you gained net worth.
Yeah, you forced 2 of your heroes here.
You guys just got 2K net worth from that. Look at that. You literally got 2K net worth when 3 of your fucking teammates died.
Yep. It's about to go even better here, potentially.
Possibly. I don't know.
Nope. Now you get the fuck out. Yeah. TP, dude. You have 2 TPs. Okay, good. But yeah.
He didn't TP back to Fountain. That's funny. But yeah, I would say.
I mean, we just watched like a 3-minute sequence. That was how you should be playing this hero. And now, that's all you really need to know from this replay. Is that 3-minute sequence is how you should have been playing the entire game.
You saw the net worth go up when you were doing that. It was going up.
Yeah.
It went from 7K to 5K for them. You got 2K net worth from doing that in like such a small amount of time when your fucking team died.
Yeah.
That's so funny. You lost more heroes than they did, but you gained more off the map than they did.
Yep. You're doing it again. Let's see what happens.
Hey, net worth going up. Hey, look at that.
Hey, look, they're coming to kill you. They're wasting a lot of time. Your whole team is farming. You just died, and the net worth didn't change. So
yeah, it changed by like 100. It just went over like the. Also, your Naix died because he's an idiot, but you have a Nature's pushing a side lane back down to 5K.
Yep. Like
yeah, you can see how this is just significantly better. And if you do this earlier when they don't have a net worth lead, your Naix doesn't die because they can't kill him because they don't have a net worth lead.
Yep.
So the earlier you can do this, the more you can get out of it, obviously.
Yeah, and you
it's
can
about
see
recognizing when you need to do this. And it's very easy to just take a fight, be like, we can't fight, and then do that. Whereas you guys took like 7 fights.
And then realized. Yep. 100%.
All right, let's go next.
I agree. Eddie Mizercury.
Ooh. Come on, man. It's my friend. Don't smack talk my friend.
Warlock. He's playing Warlock.
The new Abaddon.
What's up?
What?
Oh, Warlock is the new Abaddon? Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. This is a great Warlock game. Look how much spread damage you have. Oh my lord. This is a Warlock wet dream. Holy crap. What's the timestamp? All right, 1:20. A+ for your Warlock cosmetics, first and foremost. Nice job.
Yeah, those are nice. It's an expensive one, isn't it? $20 or something?
Yeah, it's the good one from last year's TI, I think. Collector's Cash, something like that. Maybe it was 2 years ago, I don't remember.
Ooh, nice double stun. Sanking Warlock's bullshit, actually.
It's super good. Yep. But let's speed through.
Yeah, team fights on Warlock are really easy. It's like you just let your idiots walk in and you fatal bonds and you drop ulti.
Yep. And you never fight without that pretty much unless you're super far ahead.
Yes.
And in this game in particular, you sit super far back and you just hide in the trees until a fight happens, because otherwise Legion or Slark or Tiny's going to find you, and that's like the worst case scenario. So you should basically let every fight start way before you actually get there.
Right. This hero's all about like tree standing and just fucking waiting.
Yep.
He'd be like, "Hey guys, I have rock. Let's go push bot. Let's smoke up. Going mid is also acceptable." Dude, Eddie Mercury makes good plays, actually. I think Eddie Mercury consistently submits like good support replays.
Yeah, he does.
I would say one thing here is, once again, it's a similar thing to the last replay. Just fighting on your side of the map. Like, you should be more, hey, I have Warlock ulti, let's go do something aggressive. Yep. You know, it's not like, I mean, yeah, you've really good early fighting too with like Tide, Warlock, lots of like TPing to shit that's happening. Yeah, I think you need to command your team. Be like, guys, I have rock. Like, push the bot lane. Push the bot lane. That's the lane that you absolutely go to with your team right now. They're just out networking you because they have greedy heroes.
Yeah, I mean, if your team's not listening or doesn't want to fight, then you should still just put yourself in a situation near the heroes that are most likely to fight, probably. Because like
Tide's bot. You can go bot with Tide. I'm sure one other person on the team has got a brain. This is pretty high rated too, so.
Yeah, I mean,
also I think it's better to like have the attitude that, because I know people are like, oh, every game my team doesn't do shit. That's fucking bullshit, man. I've played in Ancient Bracket.
100%.
I've played in Divine. Like, if you are consistently making the right plays, there will be situations in which your team won't listen. But for the situations in which they do listen, it's so much better to just consistently do the good shit.
Like, dude, right here. Look at this. You pick up the bounties. Watch the minimap. There's 2 heroes running over here. And you have Tide, and you have Rock, and you have a Clinks. Just be like, let's fuck them up.
Go bot, go bot, go bot, go bot.
Let's go fuck them up right now. And you're running away. Like, that's an opportunity to fight. Just force the fight. Force the fight. You have better team fight than them.
The tier 1 tower bot is always the place to fight first too. It's like the easiest tower to push. Then you like ward up their jungle, wrap around on mid, possibly take the tier 2, but just like secure the jungle area. So that's fine. I mean, you
drop the rock, push a
defended your tower. That's actually a fine play because you have a Sand King who's doing like the safe lane holding bullshit, where you just sit in the safe lane and like he's doing his job, you're doing your job by TPing and responding to that. But there still have been like 6 minutes where you could have done this as well as used rock bot.
Yeah.
Also, of course, you want to fatal bonds to start the fight, even if you get it on creeps, because you're still going to cause like the primary target to take a lot more damage from the creep damage.
Yep.
But that's like a small thing. I think when to actually take fights is more important with how on Warlock, because it's really easy on Warlock to take fights. You literally just press Q and then R, and then the fight's usually over.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to lose a fight as Warlock in the early to mid game if you get your combo off.
You guys really need to take this bottom tower. This is fine too. Defending the mid tower is always fine because you can take their mid tower after really quickly.
Yep.
So now you guys want to push with like the clinks. I still think their tier 1 safe lane tower bot has been like the bane of your existence.
Yeah.
Fighting is so stupid. Your team needs to not be dumb, and they need to take this tower. All right, there you go. Nice.
Good shit.
Fuck, man, that tier 1 bot.
You're just looking at it. You're hungry.
That's making me feel uncomfortable. That's the first tower that dies in every single Immortal game.
Yeah.
Unless somebody gets like dumpstered mid because they're an account buyer. That's always the first tower that dies. People group up at that tower at like 7 minutes. Literally 7 minutes, maybe even earlier.
Trying to save your team. Fortunately, get blink called. I mean,
oh man, if you guys have the safe lane tier 1 tower bot, that's what happens. You guys gotta shove out this lane, man. You really gotta shove out this lane and take their towers.
Yeah, this is one of those games where there's just like a Mexican standoff at the mid lane. It's just two teams on either side just staring at each other for like 25 minutes, waiting for something to happen, waiting for something to change. You got to take the initiative. It's like, I can't tell you how many games I've won at your bracket by literally just being like, guys, let's go do this now. And just being insistent about stuff happening in the game.
When you're a hero, that's the reason that you can take a fight. It's really important that you communicate that to your team.
Yes, exactly.
And that you're like making the calls. Like that's why we talk about this like every week. That's why it's weird to have a game in Dota where like solo queue matters, because really it's like the whole game is like some guy gets strong and he's like, let's fight. Another guy gets strong and says, let's fight. Another guy gets strong. When another guy gets strong, they're like, all right, let's super fight this. You know, it's like all about these timings.
Yeah.
And you communicate that to your team, and they don't know your hero, but you know your hero, and you know when you're strong, when you can fight, and then you take objectives around those timings.
Right. Yeah, here we go. So we're walking to the bottom lane. Stuff's going off. Big boy fights going on. The rock comes down. Get that fatal bonds. Oh, where is it? Where is it? There it is. Uses the dust. Gets caught in the back line by Slark, but killed Invoker. You've kind of done your job. Cutting the wave with the golem. That's good. But man, this shaman is owning you. This shaman is playing some Dota. This guy is killing it. Look at this guy. Shoving in the top lane. He shoved in the bottom lane. Almost took your tier 3. He's getting shit done.
Cancel because he's a dumbass.
But yeah, I don't know. To me, it just definitely seems like you just need to be more insistent with your team about stuff happening.
When you have Rock to take a fight, that's not just kind of responding to the enemy team doing shit.
Yeah, and now it's kind of gotten to that point where it's actually really hard to play your hero because you've got a Slark running around, you've got a Legion running around, you've got an Invoker running around, and you don't really have very much map control because you've lost all of your towers and they haven't lost most of theirs. So now you're kind of in the spot where...
Sorry.
I'm just saying, now you're in the spot, like, the game has gotten to a point where it's hard, but it didn't need to be hard. You had the opportunity to make this game easy, but now it's hard. And so I'm not surprised if you just get completely shit on from here on out.
In my opinion, it's as simple as like taking aggressive movements when you have a really powerful spell than just taking defensive ones. Like, unless you're absolutely sure you have vastly superior late game, you want to take aggressive movements when you have like Ravages and shit. You want to secure towers with it. Otherwise, you get into these game states where you're both just kind of adequate in the mid to late game, but they have more map control because you are responding to your side of the map. And because they have more map control, the game just feels fucking impossible.
Yep.
Even though you guys are like relatively even in terms of your mid game and late game capabilities. Like none of your drafts have like a Medusa on it, but both of your drafts have like pretty good heroes in the mid to late game.
Yep.
So but they have more map control because they were taking aggressive movements and you were taking defensive movements.
Yep.
That's it.
100%. And
right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
That's, we've got just chat left, right? Take one from
chat?
Yeah.
So I don't know how we're going to select it, but I'll be right back.
All right, chat. Give us your replay IDs. We're going to pick one at random. You're going to get a replay review. Yeah! Yeah, chat. Yeah! Give us those replay IDs. I'm going to let Jenkins choose it when he gets back. So, no bias. Yo, Jakey Graw, what up, dude? LC Commander? What is that? Legion Commander? What does that even mean? PL Lancer, dude. CK Knight. PA Assassin. Caught all of the lights, friend. M. Mars. That's good stuff. I don't even know why that's funny. It's really not that funny. It's making me laugh, though. Man, Jenkins is taking a while. You think he's taking a little deuce? Think he's dropping a poop? Is dropping the kids off at the pool? The Mom of Madness. Yeah. It's a good item. Alright, come on, Jenkins. I didn't know I was in for the long haul here. What is this? Artifact? Gonna need an update. Must be a real sloppy deuce, too. 25 wipes or something like that, based on how long this is taking. It's gross. patch. Dota 2 underpants chest? Yeah, man. I'm the best player to ever live. Super easy time waster. High quality RNG fest.
Oh, that was a good masturbation session.
We were taking bets on whether you were wanking it off or taking a deuce.
No, I was taking a huge shit.
Yeah, figured.
Do you ever have like huge shits so big that you just want to show your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Just like so proud of it.
You're like, that came out of my butthole.
Yeah, dude, I just had one of those. Like that's the grocery store chicken right there. That's all the chemicals.
Yep.
Producing that.
Exactly. All right, you get to pick the replay because I've been biased by interacting with chat for the last 25 minutes while you were taking a dump. So scrolling up and pick one. Not your nose.
Fuck.
That was a good ass joke.
All right, we're doing Dr. Zipes. Pudge offlaner / roamer. That's why I chose this
How did I know you were going to pick that one? How did I know that you were going to pick that one?
It's Pudge, man. It's Pudge.
What the fuck is going on? I can't select anything.
I'm a little concerned that you said roamer / offlaner.
I can't click on anything. What the hell is happening? My Dota's crashing. My Dota just crashed.
Listen, man. Some of us just have these lives that are just breaking down and crashing into smithereens and oblivion. And some days you just need to get with it or get out of it. That's what I have to say.
Yeah, I should probably just end it all, huh?
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say? It's pretty messed up, dude.
I mean, that's what you tell me to do all the time, so.
All right, dog. You gave me this replay ID, and it's not letting me fucking search for it, so I'm about to just cancel it. Okay. We're good. Everything's fine.
Let's see. You won. No winning replays where you're owning.
All right, and that's it for replay review. You guys ruined your chances. Good luck. Have fun. We'll see you next week. Peace out. Thanks for tuning in.
Winning replays. What are you gonna learn from winning replays? You just want us to jerk you off on stream.
Thanks for all the support, patrons.
Let's watch this, and I'm gonna fucking shit on you because you submitted a winning replay.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna shit on you, Dr. Zipe.
That's what I want to hear.
I'm gonna shit on you because submitting a winning replay, you want us to jerk your little micro penis. You know what? I have a micro penis too. I get it. Your doctor probably also tells you it's completely normal. You just have to find somebody who doesn't care about that to be in a relationship with, somebody who's not very sexual. That's perfectly fine. But submitting replays that are winning replays, I don't go as far to do that. All I do is, I'll steal the occasional thing from the gas station just to get a little bit of a fucking buzz in my life because I can't get that from sexual interaction with any other human beings. I'm too insecure about my small micro penis, But you're submitting these fucking replays, and that's so much worse than what I would do, just steal things from a corner gas station.
Yeah, flame him. Flame him.
What the fuck is your build? You are an offlaner and you have 3 tangos of regen. How the fuck do you think you're going to survive this lane against an Ursa if they're smart? That's a hard counter. You need way more regen against this hero. What the fuck are you thinking? What are you even going to build that into? What does Pudge build the Gauntlet of Strength? You're going to build a Bracer? You're going to build a Bracer as a fucking offlane hero? What is this bullshit? Soul Ring? What are you fucking Soul Ring for, bitch? Come on.
More! Give him more, Jenkins!
Well, you haven't placed your fucking ward yet? You started a hook first? Dude, how are you supposed to lane this? The enemy team has to be so dumb to get outlaned by you, which it doesn't look like they are because your Pango just fed first blood. So you are a roamer. Yeah, you need more regen, dog. If you're spamming hooks out, you fucking one hook and then you have to go back to base.
Tell him!
I don't know how you're expecting to win this game when you're contributing literally nothing to the lane.
Tell him!
The enemy team is extremely bad at Dota, so they pushed a fucking lane into you. You guys did literally nothing, and you won this lane because the enemy team is bad. Not because you did anything good. You're literally sitting in trees for 2 minutes, stealing experience that could be being solo given to your offlaner, which, by the way, is what you should do. You should give this guy the experience. Okay, now you're roaming. So 2 minutes of doing literally nothing and the enemy team fucking up and giving you free XP, even though they're tri-laning, you shouldn't get that. Oh, let's walk mid, waste some fucking time. Oh, now I'll kill this guy because he's really bad, but I fucked up and walked out of rot range. Too bad you don't fucking boots or a windlace or anything other than a gauntlets of strength.
Tell him!
I would definitely
give it to him, Jenkins. Fuck him up.
If you're going roaming Pudge, you need to go for a windlace. Like windlace or boots. You watch QP play. He goes for a windlace. If you're going to stout shield shit, it's because you're trading in lane. That's when you would want to build a bunch of regen. You've gone for like a half and half build, and it shocks me that you won this game, just given that you like half-ass committed to like both builds. You bought a stout shield, but it's done fucking nothing so far because you're not even trading with people. Stout shields are for trading. So you need to have a windlace. So when you're roaming around and wasting time like this, it's like, you know, you're wasting less time. Same with this. Like you're roaming top and missing hooks and shit.
More, yell at him. Yell at him. Tell him how shit he is. He's absolute trash.
Right now, you're so fast. You're so fucking fast. Get the haste rune. That's actually a really nice rotation. I'm not going to lie to you. They're rotating on the 5-minute bounty spawn to the tri-lane. That's good shit. But anyway, fuck you. Why the fuck would you start with this Gauntless Strength? What has this contributed so far? Absolutely nothing. Waste of fucking gold. You literally haven't even used your tangos. You haven't used a single tango. What's the point of having these starting items? You're going to get destroyed by good players if you're just wasting money on shit starting items.
All right, I think that's enough. That's good. It's good shit.
Okay. Good rotation top, though. That was a fucking stellar rotation. Do that every game.
Yeah, but go fuck
rotate
yourself.
At the 5-minute mark every single fucking game. That shit is amazing. To a tri-lane 2 as a 4-roll, that's literally what fucking Yapsor does. Good shit. But fuck you still!
All right, guys. Have a good rest of your day. Good weekend. We'll see you later.